A very good morning to everyone. Students, today we will discuss about the 10th chapter of your grammar, that is verb tenses. Okay, so what is tense? Tense indicates the time of an action. Okay, we use simple present tense to indicate an action that takes place now. And the simple past tense is used to indicate an action that has already taken place before. Future to indicate an action that is going to take place later. Okay, so there is a table given in which you can understand the present, past and future tense. Present simple tense, s or es will be used. Present continuous tense is rm plus verb plus ing, and present perfect tense has have plus third form of the verb. In simple past tense, second form of verb will be used. Present past continuous tense, was verb plus ing is used. And in the past perfect tense, had plus third form of the verb is used. Simple future tense, will, shall plus verb. Future continuous tense, will be or shall be plus verb plus ing is used. And in future perfect tense, will or shall plus have plus third form of the verb is used. Okay, so there is one exercise given in which you have to identify the sentences so that these sentences are showing which type of tense. Maya will be going to Bangalore next week. Will be going. Okay, will be going, so it is a future continuous tense. The wind is blowing fiercely, is plus ing is used, so it is a present continuous tense. The hunter killed the antelope, it is the second form of verb is used, so it is a simple past tense. Next is the bell had rung when I reached the school. Had plus third form of the verb is used, so it is a past perfect tense. Shyam lives in Bangalore, so it is a simple present tense. When I was playing in the past, I found a bird's nest. Was plus ing is used, so it is a past continuous tense. Okay. Now the next thing is tense indicates whether the time of an action in the present, in the past or in the future. Okay. The points A, B and C you can see in the timeline. Point A stands for the time that has already gone. Point B stands for the present time. Point C stands for the time yet to come. So, we start with the simple present tense in which affirmative sentences, negative and yes-no questions and WH questions are taken. Affirmative sentence with he or she, you will use S or ES with the first form of the verb, and in plural I, we, you, they, you will not use S or ES with the first form of the verb. Negative sentences, while using the simple present tense, you will take do not or does not, and with the singular you will use does not, and with the plural you will take do not. Yes or no questions, when you are taking the yes or no questions, you have to replace does or do in the beginning of the sentence, and after that you will take the subject and then verb. Okay, and after that WH questions, then it means that you have to use the question word, that when, what, where. When does she sing? When do I sing? Okay, now next exercise, look at the exercise number 2. Fill in the blanks with the correct forms of verbs given in brackets. My parents like reading books. Okay, the earth revolves around the sun in 365 days and 6 hours. He goes for a morning walk every day. In these sentences, we are taking the simple present tense. Okay, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. The fresh bakery makes wonderful pastries. A tailor stitches clothes. Practice makes a man perfect or individual perfect. Next thing is, the same thing is repeated again in simple present tense, affirmative, negative, interrogative and WH questions. Okay. Next thing is in this chapter, that is the use of simple present tense to talk about general or universal truth. That is to talk about something that was true in the past, is true now and will be true in the future. For example, the sun rises in the east. The earth goes round the sun. Second condition is to talk about routine activities. The school assembly begins at 9 every morning. It is a routine activity. We visit our grandparents during the winter holidays. Third condition is to talk about characteristics. The cheetah runs fast. Honey is sweet. Next is to talk about habits. Sarah drinks tea without sugar. Sidhu usually wakes up at 5 in the morning. Next thing where we use the simple present tense is used in exclamatory sentences. How fierce the storm is. Here comes the villain of the play. Next is the simple present is sometimes used to represent a future action. They leave for Delhi tomorrow. Our school reopens on Monday. Okay. Next thing is in this chapter, that is the present continuous tense, and it is a very simple in this tense used to represent an action that is going on at the time of speaking. Okay. They are working in the kitchen. He is still sleeping. So the structure of these words is RM plus verb plus ING. Okay. Next thing is in this tense, uses of present continuous tense. We use the present continuous tense to indicate an action which is still continuing. I am doing my homework. Children are playing in the ground. To indicate an action taking place at the present time and not necessarily at the present moment. I am reading the last book of the Harry Potter series. He is studying medicine. Okay. Next is to indicate a future action or event that is predetermined to happen. I am leaving for Hyderabad tomorrow. Vinny is coming to Kolkata next month. So in the next exercise, you have to fill in the blanks with the correct forms of the verbs. Rajiv is expecting a great result in the examinations. Present continuous tense. So we can take the next example. My grandparents built a new house. Simple present tense. Next is simple past tense, in which you have to take, we use the simple past tense to indicate an action completed in the past. In affirmative sentences, we take the second form of the verb with the singular and plural. In negative sentences, we will use did not plus first form of the verb. And when we are taking the yes or no questions, we take the did at the beginning of the sentence and then we will write the sentence as above. WH questions, you have to use the question word after at the beginning of the sentence and then did and plus subject and then verb will be used. Next is affirmative sentences, subject plus simple past tense form of the verb. Negative sentences, subject plus did, not plus base form of the verb, and interrogative past form of the auxiliary verb plus subject plus base form of the verb. Uses of simple past tense to talk about a past event. For example, I studied in Bardwan University. To indicate past habits, as a child I always woke up early. To narrate a story, once upon a time there lived a king. Next thing is past continuous tense. In past continuous tense, The past continuous tense is used to indicate an action that started in the past and was going on for some time in the past. In other words, past continuous tense indicates an ongoing action in the past. Grandmother was watering the plants when I visited her. Okay. Next thing is, I was reading a book when you came. Simran was driving my car last week. So, the structure of these words is was, were plus ing. Okay. Use of past continuous tense to talk about an ongoing action in a particular period in the past. I was living in Hyderabad from 1994 to 97. To indicate the repetition of an activity during a period of time in the past, our neighborhood dogs were barking all night. Now we take the simple future tense, in which simple future tense is when we want to indicate an action that is yet to take place. Okay. Structure is I, you, we, he, she, they will visit the museum tomorrow. The sentences are in the simple future. The futurity of the intended action is expressed through the use of modals will and shall. And the structure is the simple future, affirmative sentence, or modal X is equal to modal auxiliary plus main verb base form. Okay. Uses of the simple future: to talk about the future, provide information about possible events that have not taken place yet. Next is structure of negative and interrogative sentences. We shall not start from home before 10 a.m. Negative sentence. And will you meet us at the bus stop? Yes or no question. When will you come home? WH question. Okay. Expressing the future with be going to form. An intention, I am going to work now. A prediction in relation to future. You are going to be very careful, successful in life. Okay. So, we are using this. So, next is present perfect tense. In present perfect tense, you have to take indicates an action that started in the past and is still connecting with the present. The present perfect tense cannot be used if the past action is not connected with the present time in some way. Okay. So, uses of present continuous tense, present perfect tense is to indicate a finished action that has its impact in the present. The policeman has shot the terrorist. To refer to an activity or event that occurred in the past. Have, the policeman has shot the terrorist. Have you been to Singapore? To convey news, the Prime Minister has signed the nuclear deal with the USA. For an action repeated till the present. I have listened to the song 4 times since afternoon. Okay, this is your chapter. You have understood. I hope you have understood the tenses, simple, present, past and future tense. And okay students, thank you.